Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. Corey's joining me again. He decided to stay up a little later. Thanks for joining me, Corey.
Thanks for having me, buddy. Nice to be back.
Yeah, you missed a good week of hockey discussions last week, but apparently
So
Corey, a fan of the show, and caught up.
I saw we had a guest appearance last week.
Yeah,
A
and he's
new
gone
a
back
new
into
guest
hibernation.
appearance. Yeah.
It was good to hockey chat, right? We always like having different people on the show and just some different conversations, different point of view. Especially with he had made some big trades, so it was nice to have him here actually talking about them. So,
Yeah.
um, interesting week last week. Before we get into the results, like it looked like the top seven ranked teams all won. The only playoff team that lost, I believe, was Sean. So allowing someone to jump in there. But let's talk about the results. Team Ramrod, 11-1-2, still in first place, taking down Clefbaum, our guest last week, 6-7-1 now in 11th place. Still in the thick of the playoff hunt. Just that kind of hurt his momentum a bit, I think. But why don't you tell me about this matchup?
Yeah. Uh Pretty easy week for predictions, right? It's top seven of the eight playoffs team in.
You
We'll
would
get
think
to that. We'll
so.
get to that. We'll get to that. Anyways, Kyle put up a fight this week. It was a pretty close matchup in a lot of categories. He just didn't come out with the win. Ran into the ramrod wall.
That's it. I had Veg ready to go on Sunday, but I looked at him like, no, I don't need him. Put benched him. Like
Yeah.
he could do more harm than he could win. So yeah, no, it was a fun week. I didn't stress too much, but it was closer than 9-4 would make you believe. So
Yeah.
good week, Kyle, but it went just as I planned. 18th round, 8-5-1 in sixth place, defeating Chris Crichton Crease Crashers at 6-6-2 in ninth place. Sean being the playoff team that lost, slipped out of the playoffs. Something interesting happened too. Travis won and went down in standings.
Yeah, I was reading you guys writing about that.
So what happened here?
Yeah, Sean's players didn't come out to play, and that ended up being the difference maker. Pretty good week for both teams. Otherwise, like pretty close, but yeah, not a lot of offense came out of them.
It's just what I like. Sean losing, slipping out of that playoff spot. I feel he needs Connor Bedard, like I feel bad for the guy. He can't get it done. He needs some fresh blood in there. Maybe he'll win the lottery.
He's gonna trade his sixth.
He's gonna get desperate. He's like, I need to make it. I can't not make it. Like he's
Yep.
gonna trade. It's gonna be a bad trade. It's gonna be great to talk about. Can't wait, Sean. Can't wait. Sauce Pass 9-3-2 in second
Ooh.
place, taking down Team Rocket. I like that he changed his name since Buddy got sent down. Team Rocket at 112 and 1 here in 16th. Tell me about this week.
Yeah, it was a close matchup. I was not really comfortable. I mean, come Sunday, there wasn't a lot of games played, so it was a stretch. But Saturday, like he was in range. Uh, got away with the win and move on.
Yeah, you just barely escaped the wrath of Team Rocket. They'll get you one time, maybe. I love to see it. Kyle continuing his losing ways. I want to see him with that trophy so bad, the one that he purchased. It's just fitting. It belongs with him. Captain Crunch now at 7-7, jumping into eighth place after taking down his son. 3-10-1 in 15th place. Big Dalch took it to Little Dalch here. Looked like it was pretty close. 7-5. What happened?
Yeah, it was a close matchup. Just Domo came out with the win. A lot of close categories though. Daltrey is winning too, so I don't think Domo was too scared coming into Sunday on this one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Daltrey's gonna be a tough opponent for the rest of the year. Not that he's gonna win a lot of matches, but he could surprise some people. His team's healthy now. Saros is playing great. Um, you know,
McKinnon 3 points tonight so far in the first.
McKinnon's back playing like a madman. Wilson's back. He's gonna get his grind going, and he could be a dangerous team to play spoiler along the way here in this last stretch of the season. I think the second go around, right? I don't know about you, but I'm jumping into a spot on the schedule where I'm going to play all playoff teams for a while. So um,
I
things can
just finished
happen.
an easy patch, so I'm sure it's coming.
That's it. Like I'm on my last one of the non-playoff teams there, and I'm going into to all the top teams. I think I play the top three teams back to back to back. I play you, Nick, and Neil. I think,
That's
or
the
maybe not
stretch.
Neil. I think I just played Neil. It might be someone else, but I play them like all in a row.
Yeah, I play you and Nick back to back.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yep,
But I think Daltrey could be a team to watch. Not big Daltrey. Like he'll do his thing, but I think Daltrey it could be a dangerous opponent to take lightly. Suck my Ojic. 8-5-1 in fourth place. Taken down. Dude, where's Makar? That's what Dan's asking tonight. Because he's sad. He's injured. We'll get to that. 4-9-1 in 13th place. 9-5 victory. What happened here?
yeah. Neil's goalies, the big difference maker, going 4-0. They split the player stats 5-5. To be expected, really. Like Neil has the probably arguably the best goalies in the league, right? In this tandem, so that's what they're there to do, and they came out and played, and good on him.
Yeah, Neil has been on a good little streak. He started off the season rough. Hopefully that's out of his system because he's going back to the part of the schedule he struggled with. So maybe
True.
we'll see.
And
We'll see
maybe
if
it's
his
his
team's the
weak
real
point.
deal.
Yeah.
Jager bombs. Love seeing Jager bombs winning some games here at 8-5-1, fifth place, taken down, defending champs 6-7-1, not even in the playoff spot, 10th place. What's going on, Mark? Was last year a fluke? Um, Corey, what happened here?
Well, with Skinner going out and Campbell coming in, his goalies really showed up. Going
Playing
five.
hot too. Campbell
Yeah.
played hot, but
Yeah. Took seven goalie wins, just two shutouts. Like that's a lot. It was the difference maker, clearly. Get going 5-0 against some of the goalie stats there. Yeah, that's a thing, right?
poor poor Skinner. He goes home for the birth of his child, and then
Loses his job.
Campbell steals his job pretty much. There's no way you don't ride the hot hand.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Good for Braden. I think his team might be back on the upswing if Campbell can hold on to that spot. So
Yeah, there's a few injuries though, but that's all right.
yeah, everyone gets injuries.
Yep.
Rasmus Dahlin fan club 8-6-0 in seventh place, taking down Pat. You ready to rumble? Doesn't sound like Nick is ready to rumble. 6-8, 12th place, sliding down the standings. Remember he was 5-0 at the start of the year, something like that.
5-1. Yeah, I checked.
Um,
He's 1-7 since then.
No,
That's
good news for him. Vander Kane came back, so that'll definitely boost him. And Landeskog's going to be skating after the All Star break. So
yeah. Can't come anytime any quicker, right? Like this is some tight standings too, but they're starting to separate a bit.
that's it. They're starting to a little bit right after last week, where
Yeah. Well,
seven
everyone was
seven
playing
top
each
teams.
other. It had to.
Yeah.
Like,
What happened here though? Looks completely one sided.
yeah, it was. Derek had a comfortable lead all week. His team came out to play. That was good on him though, because he was kind of slumping too for a bit, right? They both came out hot, but Derek's turned it around a bit lately.
Since he dropped those Red Wings, he's he dropped Red Wings, which we were all shocked of to get the win, and then it's keeping it going with another win.
Yeah, exactly. It's important though. You got what's the point of playing, right?
You
Especially
gotta
this
win.
tight, this tight.
You gotta win to stay in.
Yep.
Forgot about Dre here. 9-4-1 in third place. Defeating Wonton Soup 10-4. Wonton here dropping the 4-9-1 and 14. What happened here?
Yeah, Nick's goalie's coming out 4-0 in points. Not a bad showing for Wonton though. Like his players did play well, but the goalie's big difference maker there. Yep. No surprise though, right? With the standings.
I think everyone saw that coming.
Yep.
Well, while we're talking about seeing things come, why don't you tell us about the predictions?
Oh, no one saw this coming.
That's
So I got to catch up on 2 weeks because I was a pussy
all right.
for last week and couldn't come. It was funny because I was
He has
watching
an
back.
issue with pussies
I don't.
coming.
Nope, not over here. I I watched back the video right to see what our predictions are because I don't keep track while we're talking, and it was funny listening to us talk about 5 in a row that we went opposite on. And normally we're pretty consistent with each other, but all 5 of them I lost. So so it was a rough week for me. Um, there was a lot of close matchups there. Domo against Cherry Pickin' Daddy. Um, I lost out on that one, and then Daltrey against Dan, so that was a split. Nick and Domo, that was a split, like 2-2. So a lot of unusual games, like Mark and Kyle. We went 2-2 on there. Same with Derek and Sean. Like so you ended up going 7-1 on that week. Kyle went 6-2, Travis 4-4, and I went 2-6. Um, Rough
Shameful.
week for me, 2-6. Like, geez, I think that's the worst of the year. Not sure. I'll have to check. But so after that week, it was me and Kyle at 65 wins, you at 64, and Travis at 63.
Oh shit, that's a big jump for me actually.
Yeah. And then well, last week, when I said it was pretty easy to pick, we actually had you go 8-0. But we also had Travis go 8-0.
Yeah.
And then Kyle went 6-2, and I went 5-3. Um, we had Faith and Sean. That was the common denominator between our picks that we went wrong with.
Never have
Travis
faith in
and
Sean.
Sean. But now that jumped you. You into first place, 72 wins. Kyle and Travis 71 wins, and I'm at 70.
That's all.
So
That's real close.
yeah, that's tight. But it shows how quickly it can change.
Yeah,
1 week,
2 good
boom.
weeks.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's awesome though. You like to see that.
Yeah, I love to see that. It'll be interesting, right? Because there's still a lot of weeks left. We have what, 8 weeks left of the regular season. So as long as we keep it close, I just want to see. I don't want to see someone get blown away with the prediction. I want to see it close to the last week.
It's pretty cool how close it is.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have a lot of trades to talk about, but there were some interesting ones. We'll start off with this one because I believe the last one we talked about last time was Janot for Lehkonen. Uh, yeah, Lehkonen on the move here. 18th round, get in Lehkonen and a 16th for Gaudreau and a 12th, the cleft bottom. So what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I like what Kyle did there. A few trades in a row. He really did a good job getting some picks and moving the same players, right? Like just getting Lekanen and then moving him for 12th and Goudreau. Like
Yeah,
I think he did well there. I was surprised to see the trade, but I also understand where Travis is coming from. It's tough to get. It's tough to lose those types of players, but he wanted to get more gritty, right? So yeah, he had to move with him eventually.
I'm
To
not
hang
surprised about this move. Travis goes on and on about how much he hates Gaudreau at work. He does nothing. He's a bum. Like he was ready to drop him one day. So well, at least accept my shit offer I'm going to offer you. And I put in an offer, but he accepted this one because he got a higher pick in it, which makes sense. So, but then I went and moved for Gaudreau anyway. When he put him in the chat that he was available, so I reached out. Said, "What's the price?" He gave me a price range I wasn't comfortable with. I said, "Well, this is what I would do, and I tried to get for a 12, and he was a hard no on the 11th, but I gave him a 15th in return. So, and at least it was my 11th, so it's like a 12. Made me feel a little bit better. I sent Alexiak though the other way for Gaudreau at 18. What do you think of it?
Yeah, like I don't think he's bad for an 11th at all. Like I think you're getting fair value there. But he's also getting a solid gritty D man back too there. So like I said, like he's moving the same player from that first trade a few trades
Yeah.
ago, and he's made some good sizable jumps and picks, and ends up with the Lexac out of that. Like good on you, Kyle, man. Like I think you did well here. And but I don't think they were unfair trades. It just he repurposed. He got good quality players back instead of just saying, "Give me your garbage." He got somebody worth something to move.
Alexiak was expendable to me because I picked up Sherratt in a trade with Nick like last week. So I'm like, I have 6 defensemen on my roster. Like, I gotta move one, and
Yeah.
Sherratt was the better grinder. So I'm just like, okay, I'll keep him. And I figured I could take a chance on Gaudreau. He's having a decent year. He's playing on a shitty team, but an 11th for a guy who put up 115 points last year. He's still a point a game player this year. Like, I could take that.
Yeah, you have a lot
Um,
of grit. You have a lot of grit already.
yeah, he was expendable to me, right? So,
Yep.
and I was just trying to make more versatility in my lineup here. So, 18th round, hooking up with Saucier Pass. Saucier Pass getting James Reimer, a 16th and a 17th, both of his.
Yeah.
For Brock Nelson, a 10th and a 14th from Travis here. My boy Brock, I thought I traded you him in good faith. And did I trade him to you? Was that involved
No,
in it?
no, he got traded to me as
He's making his way. Domo, probably. It was
I think it was
Domo.
Domo. I think it was Domo.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh yeah, it was for Heiskanen. So then to me, and then from me to Travis, like
He cooled off, Brock Nelson, but he'll pick it up again. But why don't you tell me about this trade?
yeah, this I was bugging him for Reimer for a bit, and then I was worried about him to be honest, because I'm not a huge fan of Reimer, but I need the starts, so that's why I went for him. I don't think I paid a lot for what I got. I made sure I could pick Hakkinen up as like the extra goalie to make sure I get all the San Jose starts. Because I think he's going to steal the show soon, but he's also playing just as bad. But Anaheim and Philly aren't great teams, and they're my other starters. So I know I'm
Yeah.
not going to great start. So I'm going for the saves and the wins, or hopefully, right? The odd good game. But yeah, I don't think I paid too much. I think a tenth for Reimer to get that starting goalie slash 50-50 splits isn't too bad.
No, I don't think. I think Reimer's a good goalie. Like he's the starter there. He puts up
Yeah.
decent numbers. He's just on a bad team, right? Which sucks. But he might get traded at the deadline. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so he might go to a playoff team and get you some starts on a good team, right? So I I don't mind the price you paid. Essentially, you paid a tenth for a guy who's starting games, right? The 14th for let's say the 16th is a wash essentially. You're looking at a tenth for a 17th. You gave up Brock Nelson, but you're not the first one to give up on him this year. So you know, definitely not the last because right after the 18th round moved him and a 10th to Nick here for Montembeau at a 12th. What do you think of this one?
I think this trade was just to get the start, wasn't it? Like
Yep.
I don't think he was trading for the player value per se. I think it's a like Nelson has some decent value. Like he's not having a bad year. He's slowing down a little bit. Like I didn't mind having him on my roster, but he
He'll
was the
heat
guy
up
I didn't
again.
like. He's the guy I didn't like though.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's not a bad trade for Nick. Like I think Nick came out well with this one.
The only thing I don't like that it worked out for Nick is Allen ended up being injured longer than anyone thought. So Montembeau's gonna be starting like all week pretty much. He's out at least another week. So I think
Ooh,
that's the only part where it worked out bad for Nick, but he's not the long term starter in Montreal. Not this year at least, right? He's just
no.
playing right now because they don't have anyone else. But he's been playing well, so who knows? He might earn him more starts. But Brock Nelson, like you said, is he's a good player, but he was just the throw-in guy here. Travis
Yeah.
just wanted to try and win that game that week. So no, I don't. I think the trades it's good for both teams. They got what they wanted out of it. So I'm anxious to hear about this one. Of course, you put someone on the block, and like an hour or two later, here comes a trade through with Domo. So Captain Crunch here receiving Varlamov, and you are receiving Claude Giroux. Straight up, no picks. Why don't you tell me about this?
Yeah, I've been bugging Neil. I've been feeling him out for a while because he has Sorokin, right? So I figured he'd be the most enticed to grab him. And I was shopping for another goalie for sure. But I got my San Jose duo. 5 goalies is way too much though.
Yeah,
And
that's a
like
lot.
it was just painful. So I had to move him. I paid a fair price last year. I think it was a seventh in Tarasenko for him, to be honest. And
It was. That sounds right.
and, I had to cut my losses. He was just sitting there taking up space. He was hurt for a while. He played tonight. I don't even know how he did, to be honest. I had a pretty busy night, but not good.
Not good. Four
No.
goals.
Ooh,
One loss.
compared to Sorokin, that's a rough night too, right? It's not like it's a four goal night, but yeah, Claude Giroux has some good value. I'm pretty happy with what I got back. Uh, I can either run with him or I can move him too. So it's kind of see where we'll go.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you got Giroux straight up for it. Um, thought that's too high of a price for Varlamov with what he's doing right now, right? But if there was a pick involved, maybe in his favor, nope, straight up. I know Varlamov's a good goalie. Like I like Varlamov a lot, but he's not the starter. I don't know. I don't know if I would have given him Giroux straight up, but good on you. Good on you. It's a good move for you. I like the move for you a lot. Domo got the start, so maybe that's just what he needed, and he's hoping maybe to win a few more starts. But Sorokin's one of the best in the league right now, so you're probably not um, stealing that spot, right? So
But he's been putting Drew's name out there for a while too. So
yeah, he's been doing some stuff though. At least he's trying to improve his team. He's making moves. I think some guys that he wants to kind of keep for the duration of this season.
yeah,
So he does have a larger list of untouchables right now. So
it's true. I think he's finally finding his groove of where he wants to be. And 7th, just does he have enough oomph
I
to
think
keep
he's
pushing his
adjusting,
career out?
right? His original plan wasn't working, and he's just like, okay, I need to make the playoffs. I need some stability in my lineup. He's adjusting because I think before he was just trying to win every week and rack up some points, but you're just trying to sneak into eighth right now, so you have to kind of find
Yeah,
stability.
put the best team you can out each week, but keep them.
Yes,
Go with
those poor
it.
bastards. They moved their families to that city, and
Yeah.
them a couple days later. Poor Brock Nelson right now.
Jeez. Yeah, it was a pretty busy week of trades for us.
Only a
It's
few.
been
Like
quiet for me for a bit.
yeah, I'm not looking at deals right now. I'll just riding the wave, and we'll see what the next couple weeks bring, right? Because that's where
We
the tough
still have a
schedule
bit,
comes back.
and we still have a bit to go till the trade deadline. Like,
Yeah, February 22nd.
yeah, so
So
like more than a month to go.
yeah, it'll probably be about 3 weeks before the season ends, something like that.
Jeez, that's so late too.
It's late,
Yeah,
right? So you're only getting a few weeks out of your players, so make the right calls.
yeah, potentially, eh? That's true. Yeah, but it's when it matters the most. So,
That's it. All
yeah.
right.